Well, well, well. Welcome to Six Rings and Counting. And look at what we have here. I'm Corey Idle. Joining me as always is Lou Willard. And Lou, I think some coaching staff is listening to this show because they literally did against the Indianapolis Colts every single thing you said we needed to do.
I mean, defensively, they made the necessary changes. Some of it, unfortunately, was because of injury, but hey, whatever forced you into it, they did it. Ramsey played safety for 77 of the 78 play. Well, he was on the field. No, that was the new guy. Kyle Duggar was on the field all except one play, like 76 or 77, but Ramsey played 80, 85% safety. He still moved around a little bit, but that's your best safety combination. That's because until Elliott comes back, then you can drop Ramsey in the slot. Still need that other corner, though, because my man, no play, made play, always hurt Slay. Is he's still not going to get it done. Kudos to him for coming back from the ugly dislocated finger, though.
100%. And he's out there. He's better than clearly somebody, but we definitely need help. This was.
Well, the thing is, he played because Corey Trice come back and get hurt again. He may be. He's probably done in Pittsburgh, man. I mean, how many times he couldn't even get in the game? He got hurt in pride. I mean, dude, just glass Joe.
Oh, 100%.
You know, I mean, it's ridiculous. But I tell you what, though, like you were starting off to say, isn't it funny how all of a sudden the quarterback got to hold the ball just a little bit longer because you're sitting in a zone? And the pass rush can get there. It's funny how that works.
Amazing. And here's amazing. To highlight what you are saying right now, 70% of our defensive snaps, we were in zone coverage.
Yep. This
also included the lowest blitz rate of the year. We were 24% down from 46%. This is our second lowest rate of man coverage all season long. Thank you, God. We utilized the cover two. Who's been saying that? I think Lou has been saying that. And then towards the end of the game, I know we ran a lot of cover four. There was a lot of really soft baby shit zones. Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, as Lou said, Jalen Ramsey playing 83% of the snaps at safety. I mean,
told you 80-85% of the snaps, he was at safety.
I tell you what, man, we get about 70 listeners every week. But I think 4 of them work for the Steelers.
I'll tell you what's funny, too. Not only did he play safety, he was coming up, hitting folks out of that safety spot. That's what I'm talking about. Those two back there, Ramsey and Duggar, gave you flashbacks of Ryan Clark and Puamalu back there running around knocking people out. Yep. I mean, they were just making plays all over the place. And therefore, quarterback had to hold the ball. All of a sudden, our Highsmith isn't terrible. Who knew? Yeah. I don't know, because the quarterback actually has to hold the ball. Now, Benton is still too small in the middle, even though we did shut Jonathan Taylor down. But they didn't give him enough opportunity. If I'm a Colts fan, I'm pissed going, why are we not giving him the ball? We're down, but we're down because we're turning it over. We're turning it over because we're doing something we uncharacteristically do, which is letting this fool. He dropped back to throw the ball 55 times. He got sacked 5 and threw it 50. But he dropped back to pass 55 times. That's not how they got to 7-1.
No. And I don't know if it was us switching to a 4-3, because that was something else we did in this game that helped take Taylor out of it. You'll have to tell me, but it seemed like that switch really made them switch their game plan and what's been winning for the Colts.
They pulled I just think it's simple as this. They did what all these NFL coaches do. They start thinking, just play. They got too far in their own heads and thought, well, Pittsburgh's really going to try to take away the run, so we're going to go to the pass because everybody passes on Pittsburgh. And if Pittsburgh had been playing that same raggedy defense, which it looked like they started out in because the Colts went right down the field and scored.
Yep.
And then everything changed because then the change came. But the Colts said, we're going to do what everybody else has done against them. And they never went back to what got them to 7-1. That's why if I'm a Colts fan, I'm pissed. How do you get out of a game against the Steelers and Jonathan Taylor only got 14 carries. How do you get out of a game against anybody and Jonathan Taylor only got 14 carries? He should have damn near 14 carries at the half.
Yeah, exactly.
At the half. So
Yeah,
that was crazy.
yeah, I don't know. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, I was just saying, like, because all this is misleading. Like, you look at these stats, you think Pittsburgh got beat 24-3. If you just look at the overall stats,
Yeah.
that's why two things can be true. You get 6 turnovers, odds are you're probably not going to win the time of possession because you don't have far to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pittsburgh gets stopped on 4th down twice. Aaron Rodgers was right. He was like, our offense was terrible. And I'm here to tell you, yes, it was. It was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, that offensive performance, I would give a D. That's a 4. You give the Bills, the Chiefs, 6 turnovers. They're putting 63 on you.
Oh, that was going to be my next thing I said was to have 6 turnovers, have your defense create 6 turnovers, and you win by 7 points. I don't care who you're playing.
You only scored 27 and got 6 turnovers. You should score no less than 45 to 48. And here's the kicker. I don't buy into the end of the score's the score. This game was 27-10. Pittsburgh just quit playing because it's in the NFL rules. If you go dig into them, the Steelers are not allowed to blow anybody out.
Yep.
So we just completely quit playing. I'm sitting down here, it's 27-10, and we didn't try to get a first down. We had the ball. Did not even attempt to get a first down. I said, wait a minute. There's 7 minutes left. It's a 3-possession game. And turn around and look what happened in the Bengals-Bears game.
Mm-hmm.
The game is not over. It's not over. So all the people blaming Dan Quinn for Daniels getting his elbow dislocated and being out, man, there's 6 minutes left. Yes, they were down 4 possessions, but that game ain't over. You play your players. Now, if it's 2 minutes left, okay, you ain't getting 4 possessions. But nonetheless, we're not talking about that bum-ass team. Talking about this one. And so time of possession didn't concern me. The 4th down, and we got to quit dropping passes.
Darnell Washington
dropped the touchdown. He dropped a touchdown, but to his credit, Aaron Rodgers drilled him with the ball. I mean, it's like he threw his before he get his big ass turned around.
But I heard Ben Roethlisberger make a really great point on this. If I got DK and I got Darnell, DK is open on that slant. Darnell's open on his little hook, little end, whatever he ran.
Yeah, it was the same thing. It was just basically a slant from the other side.
DK is going to expect that ball every single time. Darnell was not expecting that ball.
Because he was trying to get turned around to get himself in position to be a body blocker, and they said, "Poop, hit him dead in the chest." Perfect pass. But you got to give the big man a chance. Dude, 315 pounds. You got to give him a second to get in position because clearly when he's engaged with the route, look at the catch he made behind him. He just smothered the ball with them big pits.
Mm-hmm.
And because he took a shot, dude came up and popped him. And he just like scoop and just went down with the ball, first down. So we have weapons. We have stuff there. But we just got to be better, man. Like we like everybody, we couldn't run the ball. We didn't really try.
No, that was the most shocking thing, especially as the game was winding down and the Colts were getting back in it. We still passed.
And look at this. Everybody want to Roman Wilson fumbled the ball. What's he doing with the ball? Okay, young man. You know better. You shouldn't have been jumping. You had the first down. But why that was his only touch of the game. You haven't went to him all year with the exception of the prior game. And now you're putting him in that spot in a closeout moment for the game. Yes, he shouldn't have fumbled, but that's also coaching. Now, Aaron Rodgers getting pissed. He should get pissed because Kenneth Gainwell had the first down, but no, he wanted to run sideways.
Yep.
And that's why Aaron Rodgers was like, get up the effing field. And he dropped an F-bomb on the field. Mm-hmm. Because if he just stops and goes up the field, first down. The Colts don't come down and get that field goal to even get the last touchdown. So that could have been 34. This theoretically, it wasn't, but theoretically, it was a 45 45-7 football game, 45-10 football game.
Yeah. Should have
But
been.
Pittsburgh left their last 18 points out there, and the Colts went on and got their last 10 since Pittsburgh didn't want to play. Since Pittsburgh quit playing with 6 minutes left, the coach said, well, we'll take advantage of that and see what we can do.
Yep.
But, we still got some creaks, like defensive line, definitely I would give an A+. Linebackers, I'd have to give a solid A. I mean,
To everyone but Queen.
Still missing too many tackles out of Queen.
Yep.
He just, something about him is killing me. And then the DBs, man, we got to work. I was watching my dudes over on another podcast. And somebody called, or they tweeted in and was calling him, instead of JPJ, we needed to call him JPI. Man, I was rolling. JPI. I was like, this dude got to quit getting all of these penalties.
It's insane.
I mean, it's penalty after penalty after penalty.
Is his interception, even though it was towards the end of the game, it didn't really change the outcome? Maybe it did, but it, didn't seem like it was going to change the outcome of the game overall. Is that interception something that can ignite him a little bit, get him going again? Or is that just, I had an interception today. Tomorrow's a new day.
It's just an interception in a time when everybody in the world know they have to throw the ball.
Yeah.
His ass got to quit grabbing and pushing and holding. I don't know, because he's not only doing that to their number one wide receiver, it's anybody he guards.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting flags thrown against him against anybody he guards. It's just not against Jamar Chase, Zay Flowers, and Jigma. It's not against just all those guys. It's anybody.
Mm-hmm. It's wild that you just threw Zay Flowers' name in with Chasen and Jigba.
I mean, because it's division.
I know why you did it.
It's just playing twice.
One of those things is not like the others.
Yeah. But the thing is, this fool got to stop. And then, Slay's just not good enough anymore at 34. He can't play the man, and he's struggling in the zone. He's just too slow.
Yeah, he definitely had his best game of the season, but no. The guy I was impressed
against the season against a subpar or below average receiving group too. So that's not who we play. We play receivers on our schedule. We don't get the Colts receivers all the time.
No, even though we were in zone, it seemed like Michael Pittman kept lining up on JPI's side of the field. And I think Slay had Alec Pierce most of the day on his side. So,
well, the thing is, you can play zone and your corner can still travel.
Oh, yeah.
Because you could play zone man underneath. They ran some of that a lot too. I don't know. Everybody went 12 personnel, 13 personnel, this, that. Man, they play zone with man underneath. But everybody want to call it these fancy 20-letter words and all that to make themselves sound so smart. But that's really all it is. I mean, it's like a boxing one in basketball. The four guys are playing the zone. One man's chasing around their best player. Okay, it's boxing one. But I'm sure they call it something got to do with geometry now. So anyway, that's all they did.
I'll tell you my favorite thing that I saw from this defensive unit in a game where we had a lot of positives. The Colts came out pass heavy, and we actually used Peyton Wilson. And that kid had a career game. 9 tackles, 4 assists, an interception. I mean, the interception hit him. If he could catch his Darnell Washington could catch as well as he could, we'd have won this game by 14 points.
And then he tried to take Jack Sawyer's interception from me. The one he knocked over to him, tried to snatch it out of his hand, take off running.
100%.
But you know why he had that game? You notice they took his spot. His reps dropped way off.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, I'm playing for my job. Ain't that funny? Everything funny till the rabbit get the gun.
Yes, it is.
Malik Harris came back last week, which was good because Holcomb, everybody's like Holcomb and the one nobody likes, Clark.
Mm-hmm.
They ruled them out Thursday because they sick. They didn't want them fools to play. No, they have COVID. You can rule a guy out sick on Thursday if he has COVID. Now, if he just has the flu, he's playing. especially on Thursday. And the odds are he's playing if he wakes up with the flu on Sunday.
Mhm.
He's going to get an IV and go out there and give you 20, 25 snaps best he can. COVID, COVID, you can't play. You can't be around anybody, more or less tucked in a tight locker room.
Oh, yeah, God, no.
Yeah, you can't have that. But yeah, I was like, no, they have COVID. They're not just ruling them out on Thursday because they're sick. They have COVID. And Mike
So
Tomlin said as much yesterday. It was like, it's got to be COVID for them to be sick this long. And that is like, y'all know it's COVID. But what
oh,
you're
yeah.
doing is hoping that shit don't spread through the locker room. But this time it doesn't seem to be spreading around from person to person as much as it did when it initially hit, clearly as much as that point in time.
Mm, do you see with Harrison back, Herbig had a decent game where we heard his name. Highsmith had a decent game where we heard his name. Wilson obviously was all over the field. TJ Watt looked really good.
Cam knocking down a couple balls.
Cam was doing his thing. Do we see Patrick Queen getting snaps taken away from him?
No, because we should hear his name now. Like the biggest problem he's got, they need to find another green dot guy. This is the problem he ran into in Baltimore.
Yeah.
His play was subpar until they got the Roquan in there to take the green dot, and then all of a sudden Queen got this big contract from Pittsburgh because he could play without having to think and call the defense. How
Mhm.
many times this year have you seen the other team get ready snap the ball and he's not even facing the offense?
Oh,
He's turned around yelling stuff to the defense because he's just now understanding the call.
right.
So if we had another linebacker, if we could trust Peyton Wilson to play like he did last game, that's Hall of Fame level.
Yeah.
So just somewhere near that to where just be a solid, you know, Pro Bowl level linebacker. You can call defense and let this fool just play because we don't have to take either one of you off the field for 3 downs.
Right.
We could, when we want, we can bring in Holcomb or we can bring in Harrison and switch to a 4-3, and they don't have to come off the field. Hell, you could even run a Herbig out there, and those guys can drop back and play a linebacker too. They're technically linebackers,
Right.
so clearly they can play linebacker. But we're just talking about middle linebackers when you run that type of defense. But oh, go ahead.
I wanted to ask you this just as a follow-up, and we can get into the Chargers game after this. I'm hearing a lot that Peyton Wilson, great pass coverage linebacker. Clearly, had a fantastic game. They don't want to use him a lot with run stopping. They don't say he's great as a run stopper. What is that?
He's got to show that he's going to be able to stick his nose in there and stop the run. It's that
Is
simple.
is
He's
it just
playing
a
on the inside.
hesitancy to hit the pile, or is he not big enough?
You'd have to ask him. He's big
Okay.
enough. Yeah, he's big enough. Playing linebacker is a want. You gotta want to get in there and hit somebody. You gotta want to take on that 300-pound lineman, that
Mhm.
330-pound offensive tackle. You gotta want to get up in there and do that. And when they took his snaps away, all of a sudden you seen his want light up. So hell yeah, he can do it, but you just got to do it on a consistent basis, or they are going to take your snaps.
Fair enough. Sunday night, we have the Los Angeles Chargers and the Harbaugh we both hate more than the one in Baltimore.
This is the Steelers' furthest home. Well, no, not their furthest home game this year because they played over in Dublin, but this
Yep.
second furthest home game because
This
this will
is
be a pro Steeler crowd.
100%. What do you see in here? The Chargers are playing really well this season.
Yeah, but now they're down both offensive tackles.
Yeah, they're just
They signed Penning yesterday, who was drafted in the second round by the Saints to be a tackle.
mhm,
He didn't work out an offensive tackle in New Orleans, so they bumped him in the guard. If the Chargers are trading for him, it has to be because they're going to slide him back out and see if he can actually play tackle for them. Because, I think it's Mekhi Becton that plays for the Cardinals, couldn't
mhm,
play worth a damn for Pittsburgh. Doing pretty good for the Cardinals.
right.
So sometimes it's just scheme and fit, and that's what they're hoping. But can they get him up to speed? Because he was just traded Tuesday. And believe it or not, the line has to get up to speed with the playbook too, especially for pass pro, or
Oh
you're gonna
my
get somebody
gosh.
hurt.
Yeah.
So if you're going to stick him at tackle, he's going against Pittsburgh's pass rush on a short week, and he just got there. That's a bad scenario. But to say what's going to happen, it's Tomlin on the West Coast. It's Tomlin in California. Check his record. They going to look like this last week, get too high on their horse, and go shit the bed Sunday night. Now, they won't, the following week, they'll beat the hell out the Bengals.
Right.
Because the Bengals have their full attention.
Yep.
But we're not talking about that. We'll do a whole show on them later. But this Chargers game, Pittsburgh should win this game. They don't get Marion Hampton back. Vidal's been shut down by the last couple teams, and he doesn't scare me. Their receiving core doesn't scare me. If Keenan Allen, if Slay can't stay with the other old man on the other side of the ball, we damn sure got a problem. And then Jay should be able to take out Quentin Johnson. And a lot of people have. And we should be able to guard McConkey, and or however you say his name, good young receiver. We'd like to have him on Pittsburgh. They should be able to control him in the slot, especially with Ramsey. So we can guard their tight end. What's his name? Gaston.
Yeah, Rondé Gadsden.
Kid Rondé Gaston. Yeah, he's breaking out, but Pittsburgh should be able to control him if they play the style of defense that they played Sunday. I don't expect 6 turnovers, 5 sacks, and all this other nonsense. That was crazy. But now you also have to control Herbert's with his legs because he's going to want to run because he's not going to have much of a choice.
Yep. Do you see this as being another big opportunity for Peyton Wilson, given the way the Chargers team is lined up?
It's a huge opportunity for 2 reasons. Number one, they have an athletic tight end that Pittsburgh was going to ask him to cover at times when Ramsey's not. And then 2, they have I completely missed on this guy. If you remember, it was either this show or when I was doing JDS Sports with Armando, when I said, I don't think Herbert's going to make it in the league. This guy right here was wrong because I saw him at Oregon and I'm just like, I don't see it.
Yeah.
He still don't have enough dog in him for me. Now, I would love to have him when Rodgers leaves. Hell, I'd take him now. But we got Rodgers. He's doing just fine. We'll leave that alone. But I would love to get the quarterback we get. If he's Justin Herbert, fine. So he's going to challenge Pittsburgh. Last year, I went to this game, my dad and I, when it was in Pittsburgh. He was hurt. Remember, he had the ankle sprain.
Yep.
So we weren't worried about him running. Now his ass is going to be running. So, these guys are Peyton Wilson, they're going to have to keep it. We got to have a disciplined pass rush. So if he does run, he has to run straight. We can't let him get outside, which means, especially Watt, you got to watch just flying around the corner and letting him step up and get back outside of you. But that's where, if you do, Wilson can run him down. Queen can't. That's what we got to watch. That's what we got to watch.
Do you see... Okay, before we get into the offense, one more defensive question, because I'm just confused by what our defense is right now. With having that contained pass rush, do you see us also having the same game plan against the Colts where we back off of the blitz considerably?
Well, that's going to be, I hate to use this because that's what everybody wants to, I almost said lynch Tomlin, but that's a bad thing to say. Since he's black, but this is why I want to lynch his ass because I get sick of hearing game flow. But in this case, it applies.
Yeah.
If you're getting that rush with R3, that quote unquote 3-4, if we're in our base 3-4 up front and we're getting that pass rush, which we should be able to, there's no need to blitz because they don't have either starting tackle. When Joe Alt got hurt, they moved him from the right side to the left side because Slater was already hurt in training camp. So they're both gone for the year, which sucks because they're hell of a good tackles. But if Pittsburgh can land 2 of those, that's what you want. But they're not here. That's not our problem. Whoever they put out there, we got to beat. So Watt, Highsmith, and Herbig should be able to beat whatever 2 tackles they put out there without us having the blitz to do it. And if they do that, Pittsburgh should shut this offense down because they better not be able to run on us. This isn't a big physical opposing offensive line. Indianapolis was. That's why I couldn't understand why they didn't try to run the ball. Because they have a hellfire offensive line. That best guard in the league. Nelson's best guard in the league. I mean, we can
100%.
argue. Somebody will name somebody, and I'll be like, oh, okay. Well, he's a top 3 guard in the league. I mean, those guys are Quentin Nelson. Those guys are good. Those guys were good, and they never tried. Harbaugh, and I forget the core. I always forget his name. That came from Baltimore, went from one brother to the other, run offense. They are going Roman. They are going to run that ball.
Hmm.
You know, they're going to want to be run first, regardless of who's up on that offensive line, because they believe in their philosophy, not necessarily just the player on the line.
Right.
So there go Pittsburgh. Once if they stop that and they can rush with our basic rush, we should be able to slow this team down. I'm not going to say shut them down because we're not shutting anybody down but the Browns.
No.
But it's a winnable football game if Tomlin don't Tomlin it up in California like he usually does.
Fair enough. You want to give me a prediction for the game before we get out of here?
I mean, I could see my man Boz, gonna get him another 4 field goals. That's long. They're averaging 25. I say this game they get on then and they probably get 30. This is probably Pittsburgh 30-27. But I can also see Tomlin it up and Pittsburgh losing this game 27-16. But I'm gonna stay positive.
I dig
They
it.
go 30-27 Pittsburgh.
I am going to pick against the Steelers like I did last week because they love to make me look like an ass.
Yeah, I
So
mean, I walked a gray line. I picked 2 different scores. But
right.
if I gotta go down with the ship, matter of fact, if I'm gonna go down with the ship, if you put a gun in my head, I'm gonna say 27-19 Chargers because I don't
That's
Tomlin's gonna Tomlin it up.
I was gonna say 27-17 Chargers.
Yeah, so we basically on the same score because
Yep.
this is me with Tomlin it up, and I hope I get to come on here next week again and eat crow.
Oh,
But
if
what I see, if
yeah,
I'm coaching, I say Pittsburgh wins this game 30-23, 30-26, somewhere in there. But I ain't coaching.
no. I'm 100% with you. Pittsburgh should win this game. They absolutely can win this game. But until I get a prediction right, I'm just going to pick the opposite of what I want to do. So,
Because I tell you what, too, before we get out of here, they will know. Because Baltimore has a game. Don't sleep on Baltimore at Minnesota.
mhm,
Baltimore could very well go lose that game up in Minnesota. And if they do, Pittsburgh will know if they win, they're back up 3 games instead of 2. That will, and I don't care. Oh, well, we don't watch that bullshit. They're showing the scores all. I've been to that stadium. I've sat in that stadium they're playing in. The scores are all over the place.
yep,
That stadium in the league, by the way, because it's the newest. Till I mean, Buffalo's won't be better. They're dome,
no,
but nonetheless, Pittsburgh will know whether they have to win to keep the 2 games or whether they have to win to extend it to 3. But both of those scenarios, you have to win.
totally agree.
Because you can't lose to Baltimore twice and finish with the same record because you lose
Oh,
the tiebreaker.
yeah, no, that can't happen. And for the record, I did just read this. Buffalo's dome is actually going to be made of chicken wing skin, so that'll be fun.
People already saying that Buffalo's guaranteed to go to the Super Bowl because the NFL wants the opening game in Buffalo next year because the new dome, High Bank Stadium, is going to be a dome, opens up next year. So they want the Chiefs at Buffalo on that Thursday night game. I said, boy, damn, and an alien sitting across from the table from me too.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ,
if
guys. The
if you
NFL
think
is, yes, there's favoritism in the NFL.
sure,
Look at the way Caleb Williams gets hit compared to Mahomes and all these guys.
hmm
But they're not cheating. Can we stop?
yeah,
You know how many people that involves? That just come on.
yeah.
Bad
If
calls are made against every team, and then every team gets calls in their favor. Can we stop?
Well, the important thing to remember also, and we'll end on this, is if the NFL wanted the Bills to win the Super Bowl, the Bills would still lose the Super Bowl because they're the Bills. It's
They've proven
just
that
what they
proven
do.
that 4 times.
For
with
Lou
some
Willard,
hellfire football teams.
for Lou Willard, I'm Corey Idle. This is Six Rings and Counting, and we will catch you on the flip side.